What's up, MCnDaHouse here. We're going to take a look at Need for Speed Payback. This is a game that came out late 2017. Now the focus of this is going to be more of how the game plays and what you can do in it rather than the story. There's plenty of Need for Speed Let's Play videos out there to show you the story and everything. Well, it would take a lot of videos to cover it all, but the essence of it is you're playing as Tyler Morgan, and he's facing down a group called the House, and they fix races, and they betrayed him, and he wants to bring them down. And you do a bunch of story missions and all that open up other events, and it's a great storyline. Graphics are beautiful in this game. It is Xbox One X enhanced. I'm playing on Xbox One X. It's just beautiful. There's plenty of places to go and things to do. You can see the graphics good. This is in the city section, but there's desert sections, mountain sections, and so on and so forth. Here's a look of the different views. There's a view outside the car, a little bit closer up, then inside the car without the hood and with the hood. They don't really have the in the car where you can see the gauges and stuff like in Forza Horizon. Alright, if you go press start, you can bring up the different things that are out there, like the there's events, there's the events will change as you play the game. More of them will pop up. There's activities you can do. There's speed traps, speed zone, drift zones, and jumps, and all of these have different things you can rank up. There's like 1 to 3 stars depending on how well you do it. There's also locations. These are your tune-up shops, the garage, car dealerships. There's a dealership for each different type of car. There's race, drag, off-road, drift, runner. So I have completed the story when I did this, recorded this. So it says the house is gone, or is it? So I defeated the house. You actually have to win what's called the Outlaws Rush. Now to upgrade your cars, you go to the tune-up shop, and you go out there and you spend the money you've earned in the game, and you can buy different components. And if you combine like manufacturers, you actually get a performance boost. So that's what I'm showing you here. And then there's a way you can go out there and spin a wheel and get a random part, and you spend tokens that you earn during the game as well. So if you don't find what you want in a shop, or don't quite have the money, you can go out here and do a wheel spin and hopefully get something you can use. And if you can't use it, you just trade it in. Okay, I got a 17 with nitrous. I already had a 17 with a bunch of other stuff, so I can just trade it in and use that part token for later. And this car is pretty well upgraded. It's almost up to $399, which is the max. You can also spend actual money and buy your way up without having to play. So if you want to do that, that option is there. So we're out kind of like in the desert region now, and there's an event right across from us. See, and you can fast travel to the garages and to the tune-up shops. We'll just take a little drive here. This is my newer model Mustang. I think it's a 2017. And we'll just take a little drive through this speed zone. And this car actually got so fast I used the nitrous that I could barely handle it. It was pretty poor driving. Oh man. So we'll scoot along here. And see, I hit like 154 miles an hour, I think it was, and still didn't get 3 stars. So I got room for improvement on that one for sure. So this game, it seems to be like a mix of a racing game mixed in with Forza Motorsport. Not Motorsports, Forza Horizon 2 or 3. The only difference in it, it doesn't have the multiplayer co-op where you can do the missions and stuff with another friend, and like you can on Forza Horizon. So I'll give you a look at some of the different stuff. These are the locations, and there's a car shop, a car dealer for each different car type if you look on the map, and you can go there and buy cars as you earn money and get better cars. You could even trade your cars in and get money back for them so that you can upgrade. And it also takes into account any of the upgrades you made. So this is the garage. I went to one of the garages and I'll show you the cars I've got right now. Haven't done a lot of customization on them. This was a derelict car, which is a car you go find the parts for and put it together. It's an off-road car, and the one before that was my runner car, which is the one Jess uses. There's 3 characters you play as. There's Tyler, he does the race and drag, Mac does off-road and drifting, and Jess or Jessica does the runner cars. This is a Mustang I put together as a race car. It let me customize everything but that one door. It was kind of dumb. So I've got a car that's painted nice with the old raggedy door on it. So it was kind of weird. Now let's go back and I'll just show you a few things. I got a race car, drag car, there's my drift car, runner car, and this is the off-road car. I picked this because the off-road is a lot of times is not just dirt. It's a lot of times there's a lot of highway driving involved as well. So I kind of picked something to have a good balance. Now you can customize your cars. There's a good amount of customization you can do. Probably not as much as in the previous Need for Speeds, but you can go change the hood. A lot of times the front bumper. A lot of different things. They give you what you can choose from, and you just spend money on it, and you can do whatever you want up to ever how much money you got. It's like 5 different headlights, fenders. Not a whole lot of difference in these fenders. You got the standard, and then you got the aftermarket ones. Rims are pretty nice. There's a good selection in those, and you can even change the color of them. So we'll go through and take a look at some of the customizations you can do on this car. And like I said, I didn't spend a lot of time customizing my car simply because the story mode is so long, it takes forever. I started this like in I think late January off and on, and it took me several weeks just to finish the story mode. Now granted, I didn't play it every day, and I played a lot of other games. I got so many games, so you know, just off and on I'd play an hour or two, get out, jump in, play something else, then come back. I'm going to kind of put this a reddish color. I may end up making this car red or burgundy. And I told it to apply it to all the wheels, and kind of weird it didn't. When I changed the rim, it put it back to default color. And now see, it should have gone to red, but for some reason it didn't. And you got a wide color spectrum you can change your wheels to, so that's pretty cool. So we'll do that. We'll jump back here and do the exhaust and bumper and stuff and the spoiler. But like I said, I'm really digging this game. It's got a lot of elements of Forza Horizon 2 and 3 in it, just that you can't co-op it. And they have added a few things to the game since it came out, and we'll cover that a little bit later. I'm not a huge fan of those great big spoilers, the big black ones, so I kind of like keep my spoilers the body color. You can change the bumper, you can change your license plate, the license plate frame. It's pretty good. You can even change what it says. We'll see if we can make it say Duke Squad. I don't think it quite fits. You have to leave a letter out, so I left the letter U out. In fact, it made me leave 2 letters out. Oh well. We'll find a nice license plate frame for it. $750 for a license plate frame. Boy, I thought GTA prices were inflated. That's crazy. Then you can change the license plate background. Not a lot to choose from. $750 to do that, yeah. Gets it quite expensive quite fast. Not a lot of choice in your rear tail lights. At least those are cheap. Now, who would think a tail light lens would be cheaper than a license plate frame? It should be the exact opposite. If you ever tried to buy a tail light lens, you know how pricey they are in real life. Not a lot of choice in bumpers. Okay, the next thing you can do is go out and paint the car, or do a custom wrap, which is like where they take plastic, this vinyl stuff, and apply it to the car. And that way you're not painting it. You can also change the stance of the car. I didn't spend a lot of time doing that either. I didn't want it real low because it's an off-road car. There's some of the options you can do. Now, save time, I'm going to use this custom color I had on my Mustang. Just a wrap. We'll apply that to this car. There's a ton of different colors you can use. And I encourage you, if you're a person who likes to customize, go out here and knock yourself out and spend a lot of time on it. Personally, I like to play the game more than I like to sit there and customize the car, but different people are different. Some people, that's the main thing for them. They got to have the car looking just right before they can play. So it looks better than that drab gray look. I started out with the Subaru, and then when I went to do some of the off-road missions, you had to have a higher level car, and some of the cars won't go past like level 300, I think it is. So in order to get a car that's top level, you have to buy a different car. So the Subaru would not upgrade fully, so I switched to this Mitsubishi. Like I said, I didn't get a truck or anything because I wanted something that would handle well on dirt roads and highways and stuff. This is the airport area, and I'm just showing you some of the stuff. Well, actually, we're a little bit away from the airport. There's billboards you can crash into. These are called collectibles. There's billboards. There's these little poker chip looking things that you can collect. And you just have to ride around and look for the blue symbols on the map. Now here's something that's kind of unique. They're called loot boxes, and you grab those. Once you grab them, the cops will come after you and start chasing you, and you just have to travel a certain distance with it, and then it'll tell you you're escaping. So this is pretty fun. This is kind of like the old Need for Speed Hot Pursuits and all. You can wreck the police cars, and that's a lot of fun to do. Actually, this is my runner car. I didn't realize I had switched it when I was doing the recording this. The runner car is driven by Jess, and these are basically when you're trying to get some people to a certain place. You have to transport the people into story mode, and basically acting as a runner doing certain projects. Maybe go out, collect data, or pick up money from, or pay people off, or whatever. Do a little pit maneuver on him. Also, when you're doing races and missions, look for shortcuts. As long as you hit the checkpoints, that's all that matters. A lot of the races, in order to get them done in the amount of time they allot you, you need to do a shortcut. And you'll see shortcuts like when you're entering a turn, sometimes there'll be a little road off to the right that'll cut a lot of distance and time off. Now, sometimes all shortcuts aren't good. So, you know, you kind of have to pick and choose, and if you mess up, hey, just restart the mission and do it again. There's no shame in that. You don't lose any points or anything. I mean, I've had times when I knew I wasn't going to get there in the amount of time, or wasn't going to win in the story mode, and I just hit bam, start, go to restart, and have at it. See, I did this one. It was pretty quick, pretty easy. To loot things, if you can drive halfway decent, they're really easy to do. You just have to get away from the cops, and if the cops stop you and catch up to you, you know it's over. All the missions or races or whatever give you a card at the end. It's called a speed card that you can upgrade with. Sometimes you can use it, sometimes you can't. If you can't, just trade it in. It'll be counted as a part that you can use when you do the random thing to get a new part at the tune-up shop. See, these are the collectibles. A lot of these won't appear until you drive around and actually find some of them. And once you do them, have a little check mark. This is the thing I was talking about, the derelict cars. I've found 5 of them so far. It'll give you hints as to where the parts are. And they're usually up on a hill and you have to jump over to them. Alright, we're back in our off-road car. There's a lot of different races you can do. It'll have you switch to the type of category car that you need to do. Some of these side bets I do, some I don't. Just depends on how I feel and whether I think it's something I can accomplish easily while I'm doing the race. These races are really fun. They can be rather long, but they're a good challenge and they're fun. Sometimes you have to upgrade your car before you can do them as you progress in the story. Like I said, use your shortcuts. I want to go up here and go up this hill and cut them off and cut through. Now if you miss a checkpoint, you got to go back and do it, and you lose a lot of time. So sometimes if you miss a checkpoint, just as well just to restart. And sometimes the computer cars will bump you out of the way when you're trying to do the checkpoint. Now see, this is an off-road race, but look, we're on the highway, so that's where having a car that can do both is an advantage sometimes. But this is one of the off-road races. I encourage you to try all of them, do the whole story. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of challenge. We're not going to do the whole race. It's quite a long race, but we'll jump in here and show you a few more things. There's things you earn during the game called shipments, and they'll give you 3 things: either money, part tokens, or an effect like an afterglow or some other part, or a new horn or whatever that will go on your car. You get these as you play in the game. You can also buy premium ones, which you spend real money on. It's kind of like a microtransaction. I guess it's not like one, it is one. So if you want to spend real money and buy a bunch of shipments and upgrade your cars that way, you can do it. I personally don't do any of this, but a lot of people like to do it to save time. You can check your journal and see what your progress is on the different missions and so forth. And like I said, I've completed the story. And the next thing, you can see your progress on some of the challenges. You can tell I don't like the drifting too good, so I haven't done much of that. And your overall driver progress. This is where you can go in and look at other people's photos they took in the game, and you can also take your own and post them. And you can view what you have actually taken. I think I've only taken one, and I probably did it by accident. It's the back of my Mustang. I had that car for a while as a drag race car. And this just updates you on where you stand on these events too. Now, the thing that this is the multiplayer. When the game first came out, it only had where you could go out there and do races against other people, humans, live opponents. But back in, I think, February, late February, they added online free roam. I was tickled to death to see that, because now you can go out there with a friend and just ride around like in Forza Horizon. So we'll take a look at that first. The cool thing about it, any upgrades you did to your car, customizations and all, it's the same cars from story mode, so you can use the same cars. You got all your customizations and everything. You can go out. We're starting out here at the airport. There's a lot of stunt jumps there. Downside to it, you can't complete the activities like the jumps and the drift zones and all that. This is purely driving around having fun. You can do the jumps and all, but you don't get any credit for, you know, like in story mode. You don't earn any money from it. But it's a lot of fun to come out here. Now, I didn't have any friends online at the time, so I just went to a random lobby and just did some driving around and jumping and stuff. But you'll find a lot of people here at the airport, kind of like in Forza Horizon 3, because people like to go out there and race. So it's pretty fun. The graphics are beautiful. So you can go out there and see who's in the lobby with you. You can actually go out and practice some of your jumps and stuff. Just ride around. We're out in the desert area now. It's pretty fun. You still get damage and everything, so if you get mad and want to get your car damaged, you can go out to a gas station and fix it. And you can also go upgrade at the tune-up shop. See, we're at a gas station, so you just drive between the pumps. And like magic, your car is fixed. It goes choo-choo like an air pump, air gun. And then you go out and jump and tear it up again. Jump and tear it up, wreck, and come back and fix it all you want. And you can't get the little chips collectibles either you see hanging in the air in free mode, at least not that I know of. But you can certainly practice your jumps. See, this is kind of like Forza Horizon 3 as an airport. You can go through the hangars and stuff. It's just there's a lot more ramps and stuff at this one than there was in Horizon 3. Now, if you compare the two games, if I had to choose, I would probably do Horizon 3 if I had to have just one. But this is a good, like, follow-up to that game, if so to speak. There's so much you can do, even after you complete the story, just trying to do all the activities. And you can go back and replay any of the races you want to do too. And see, I'll come down here, you'll see some people that are hanging out on the runway. Oh, I'm going to hit him. And a lot of times you'll be on here and people will ram into you and stuff just for the heck of it. And we'll take a look at. We'll go down here to the city area and let you see how that looks. Go to this garage. Okay, we were in my off-road car, so we might try a different car this time. This is my Mustang race car. You can tell I'm a big Mustang fan, so you know, got two Mustangs. I actually got three with the older Mustang. And whatever garage you go to, that's where you're going to spawn in that part of town. And then of course you can fast travel, like I said, to another garage or a tune-up shop. I think you can fast travel to the gas stations too. Don't remember for sure. We would just drive around a little bit here and see how bad a driver I am at speed sometimes. Like I said, the graphics are just beautiful, even on a standard Xbox One or PS4. They're just beautiful graphics. And with this being enhanced for Xbox One X, it's a good pickup. The frame rate's really good. I left this in on purpose to show you this crash I did in the barrel rolls. I tore this car all to pieces. So I'm like, I can't drive this car in free roam looking this bad. So I got to go to a gas station and fix it before I go back to the airport and somebody sees me. Okay, let's find the nearest gas station. There it is. Really close by. And I tell you, as good as this looks, the graphics in Forza Horizon 3 are 4K and HDR enhanced for Xbox One X. They are astounding in that game. But I gotta admit, this looks really good though. I have no complaints at all. The frame rate's good. Everything. Alright, we're back at the airport. We're on a Mustang this time, so we'll see if anybody wants to screw around a little bit. Race any. I guess if I wanted to rate this game, originally when it first came out, it didn't have the free mode. I probably would have given it 7 or 8 overall because it didn't have the free mode, which the other Need for Speeds did have. Now that they've added free mode, I'd give this a solid 9, maybe 9.5. I don't know what it would take to get a 10. I guess the co-op story mode, like on Horizon 3. But if you enjoy racing games, and especially the Forza Horizon series, you will really enjoy this. And like I said, the story mode, the missions are really challenging. Okay, the other thing, this is what was on here originally, and I'm not ranked. There's a ranked mode and there's a non-ranked mode. These are the going out racing against live people, and when the game first came out, this is the only multiplayer they had. So we'll jump out here. The only issue with this is the same races from the story mode, but the people out here usually have highly customized cars, and they've raced this stuff over and over. So if you're just starting out, you may be in a disadvantage, but don't let that discourage you. Just jump on in and do it if you want to. You'll kind of just drive around until the event starts, and or just sit in place if you want to. And then once the event starts, or you can, a lot of times it'll give you a choice to vote on different places, and the majority wins as to where you go and what type of race it is. So you just look around until the race starts, and people will ram you and do all kinds of stupid stuff. And sometimes you can drive through cars. What's up with that? Definitely a little bug. We'll take a look at one of the races, and let's see how this looks. It played really smoothly. I didn't have any lag or anything. It's an off-road race, so you're in Mac's car, and you just go along here. I think I'm in, what, 4th place? And this is a kind of a long race too, so we'll do a little bit of racing, and then we'll get out of it. I don't want to bore you with watching the whole thing. I'm sure you'd rather be out there playing yourself. And if you do want to see me do some races, just let me know, and I'll be glad to go out there and record the whole race. And you see them either see me fail or succeed. I'm not too bad at racing. I don't want to say I'm the best, but I hold my own. The thing with me, I have to get a feel for it, and if I'm not familiar with the track, I don't do well. Once I've raced the track a couple of times, hey, look out, I figure out the lines where you can get through the best and the quickest. Okay, we'll cut to the end. As in online, I mean single player, you do get a speed card when you finish. And seeing this one, I finished 3rd. Next event will come up. It's usually like a minute, gives you time to vote and stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check out this game if you like it. It's really good. And I got it for like $25 during Black Friday. So if you can find it on sale, great. It's been out long enough, you should be able to find it on sale somewhere. So check it out. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos from the Duke Squad. Peace out.